This is a casual spoiler warning. There may or may not be details let out, so watch at your own risk. Etika, you know the drill.
Boop.
Man, they're really... What time is it? Oh, it's 1 o'clock
It
in
is
the morning.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Nice. Love that time.
See if I can get this to focus on it. Well, that's not the real time. Your time's off. It is...
1 o'clock.
It is this time right here.
It's 1 o'clock.
Hold on. There we go, 1 o'clock.
It's still 1 o'clock.
I had to cover up the date, or not the date, where we live.
I was about to say it's the date, but it's...
Because I have our address on my front screen.
Oh, yeah.
On my home screen.
We're going to be... Look, we're not like that one...
Because you can, so I had to cover it up.
We're not like that one guy yet who got, like, weird stuff sent to him because he put out his address in strippers and
God
stuff.
dang it, dude. We're not going to get swatted. There we go.
Yeah, it's just like...
Why are you going right? There's nothing to the right.
Because the guy is so obscenely amazed at what he just saw.
Trucks. Truck simulator.
Look, yeah, maybe he's gonna go get in character. Why you gotta judge a man? Why you gotta judge a man for the games he plays?
God, your windshield is dirty. Alright.
No, it's not dirty. It's just it's like mist. Where's humidity differences? All right.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Man Tells No Tales.
Pretty much in 3D.
In 3D.
In 3D.
Pretty much movie 5.
Yes.
Of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which yeah.
There's going to be another one.
I don't know what's going on with this. It's not as easy as like saying like The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, because those are clear trilogies, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't see anything from Pirates 4 and Pirates 5. I just noticed that. There wasn't anything from On Stranger Tides in Dead Men Tell No Tales. There was nothing that connected the two. I just noticed that. Like, I don't know, like, because like, I don't know if I should call it a trilogy, because is Stranger Tides like part of Dead Men Tell, or is it just different? Like, all right.
All we know is that there's like 3 characters that are still in there.
Yeah, like they bring back characters, and now they're putting in old storylines and old characters, and I don't fucking know. Well, but that was actually an end scene that we'll get to later. But
no, I was talking about Gibbs, Jack, and
Gibbs, Marty, Jack, and the other Jack. Yeah, they're all still in there. Jack and
Barbosa.
Oh,
there's like 5.
Jack. I mean,
5 like constant people.
Like basically they
now
have
4.
They have the normal crew in there, which is like all normal crew and a couple odd ones.
Yeah. Oh, and those 2 dudes that never die.
Yeah.
Those were dudes that dressed up as girls, really big dresses. And they keep switching sides.
And also, they were missing one person from the crew, and it really sucked.
Who was it?
They were missing Cotton.
Who?
Cotton.
I don't remember.
The guy who had his tongue cut out and used the parrot to talk.
Oh, yeah.
They were missing Cotton. I was really depressed about that. Like, Cotton was like, well, I mean, he was part of the crew, and now we're gonna die from mist. Great, pirates are gonna fucking appear. Great.
That'd be cool.
Just gonna get suddenly swamped and like fucking pirate, half dead, mostly dead. All right, but
you can't even see the fog on this.
That's weird. You can slightly see it, but
like it's further away than it actually is.
All
Cameras do that though.
So with the first 4, oh my god! All right.
Oh, yeah. Turn on your high beams.
No, you don't. No, you don't do that, and you don't do that when there's mist. You really don't. It'll come back to you so hard.
Yeah, I know.
But all right.
There's actual fog lights.
Yeah, there is.
Trucks.
Yeah, I think this has them too, but I don't know how the hell these do. Point being, get to summarize. Spent 5 minutes talking about things. All right. Try and make this quick, because it's like Guardians, to where there's a lot of it action-oriented,
It's a 2-hour and 15-minute long movie.
Yes, and Guardians was 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Yes.
So this was 2 minutes away. And it also had after credits, so... Actually,
like always.
Well, Guardians, I think, had 2 or 3 after credits, though, so...
Guardians had like 4 or 5.
Yeah. But either way.
Teenage Groot.
Yeah, Volume 3. Alright. So, it starts with... Right. They're unveiling some kind of bank, right? I don't know where they're starting. It doesn't actually give them...
No, I think they're unveiling a vault. They're unveiling the vault, not the bank.
No, they said it was the most secure bank in wherever. But yeah, they were showing off the vault, though, because of, like, they were saying how it's so great.
Yeah, like,
so,
future.
Yeah. Like, I think this is... Okay, if you take what was the end of... At World's End, not on Stranger Tides. It's At World's End. Which, again, is really weird, because I don't know where Stranger Tides is the difference between that, but from... At World's End to when Will and Elizabeth's kid. From the day... It was 18 years from the day he was born. I'm not sure how old he was. I think he was probably around 6 or something, but it was about a decade after At World's End, roughly. And so they're unveiling this new bank, right? And so they open the vault in the bank, which is, for some reason, right in the middle of the bank. It's really weird.
Yeah, they have the vault just slapped right in the middle of the bank.
And then so they open it, and
it's obviously filled with gold and riches.
Yeah,
and Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, Jack is just laying in there. Don't know how he got in there, but he was drunk. In it. Yeah, he was drunk, and he got in a super secure bank vault somehow.
He was also with the mayor's wife.
Yeah, but that was just a little side joke, though, because pirates and all their, like, past and all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
And so, the plan was for Jack and his crew, which included about 5 people.
Like 6 horses.
Yeah, they were going to use the horses to pull the vault, to pull the vault out of the bank.
Hold on, let me just say this real quick. They were going to take the vault. They had ropes going through the building, because there are, like, some small holes in the building, in the back. They had ropes attached to some, like, wooden things attached to the horses.
Yeah.
And the rope went through the back of the bank, and it went to the vault. Just saying, nobody noticed the rope.
Yeah, like...
And then... there were 6 horses pulling an entire vault.
Yeah, actually not even the vault. And then... What ended up happening... Oh, were you gonna...
Well, yeah, when they started pulling the vault, it didn't go through the back wall. It got stuck on the back wall, pulled the entire bank. So 6 horses.
Wait, can I add one thing in there? Not only did it pull the bank, but it pulled the bank off of its base. Like it was bolted down and like actually like had a foundation. And these fucking horses pulled the entire bank off of its foundation. And then...
It just, like, ripped it through a town, through, like, patios and... who knows what.
Funnily enough, they kind of foreshadowed how things were going to go wrong, because they showed because Jack ended up getting stuck in the rope, and he went behind it, and a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah.
But they showed, whenever they had a camera angle of Jack, they showed the stuff falling out, which
the
was
entire time the vault was open.
Yeah, it was open.
And the gold and stuff was just falling out. Townspeople were taking it.
Yeah. Mighty Head is really odd because there were like gold bars in there, and there was like a lip. I don't see how everything could have fallen out, but for comedy's sake, they had to do it. And so it was pulled through the city, and then eventually they did get the vault to their ship. Well, Mighty Head, also not the Black Pearl. There's some random ship. I think it's like
they still don't have the Black Pearl out of the bottle.
The Dying Gull, I think was they named it. It wasn't really their name. Apparently they don't like.
That's what it was. Dying Gull.
They don't like seagulls. Or they just really suck at living. And so they opened it. It was empty, except for 1 coin, which Jack took and pocketed, which you never seen again.
Yeah, you never seen that piece of coin again.
He just kind of just grabbed it. And so he then goes, and then then they show... Oh wait, before that, they showed Will's son, right? That was before they showed the son, right?
It started with Henry, Will's son. Right. Henry Turner, he was trying to find his father, Will, and it had him in his room with all his stuff and, like, maps and stuff, and it had, like, he was just trying to find his father, and he had a
Real
map.
piratey scene, yeah.
Yeah, he had a map, and he,
Oh my
I
god.
really need water.
Yeah, well, this guy is
Truck simulator.
Stale. I mean, legit, this is like how you would start though, like especially going up a hill if you don't go backwards like you did.
Yeah.
And
But it had Henry. He had a map, and he went out to the ocean, like kind of off the coast of the island Will's Elizabeth. That's what I was trying to say. Elizabeth was on.
yeah, that.
He was kind of like off the shore of the island,
Shit, there are pirates.
under the water. Jesus Christ, it's so foggy. This camera does not show this right.
Oh, it does. Oh yeah, it doesn't. It's
No.
it's too good to show the fog, which is
Yeah.
really weird.
But
The GoPro would probably get the fog. But,
maybe. But Henry went out. He had some rocks, some rope. The rope was attached to the rocks. That was in a kind of like a satchel type thing. He threw the rocks off the little boat he took out.
net is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, that's it. The rocks were in a net, and the rope was around the net. And then he took the rope and he tied it to his ankle, and he threw the rocks over the boat, little tiny boat dinghy.
Yeah, he had a little dinghy.
He had a little dinghy, and he threw it off. He sunk all the way down to the bottom of the water where the what's the boat?
It's
Is
the
that-
Flying Dutchman.
That's what it is. The Flying Dutchman was. He landed on the Flying Dutchman, and
Wait,
then
has it?
he.
Somehow, they don't explain it, right? But somehow Henry knew when the exact time when the Flying Dutchman was going to be in the exact position necessary to throw himself down, which
Yeah.
made no sense whatsoever. Literally, it made zero sense logically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Henry's also, I think, 9 at this point, which means they actually broke their own thing. You know why?
Why?
Because Henry was born after at World's End. And he saw Will come up, right? But then but essentially then if you went by time wise, the Dutchman can only come up every 10 years. So there's no way that Will's son, that Henry, could be below the age of like 15 and somehow like, you know, be able to find, or no, you can look at it. Point being is it's really weird.
Well, the ship kind of came up for like after Henry went onto the ship. They came up to above water, and then Will kind of said he was like, you got to get off the ship now, because they had to go back under.
Yeah, which I don't get why.
I don't think he was meant to go up. He just went. Will took the ship up to get Henry off the ship.
Which is weird, because why would? But then why would? Well, somehow it says why would the Flying Dutchman's crew, like, would they have attacked Henry, or like couldn't, like, I don't get what was so, except for the fact that he would have drowned, mind you. I think that was probably a big thing because he had the rocks and stuff, but like it seemed real urgent even after he cut the rope, which means Henry wouldn't have been on there. It was a weird.
It was
scenario.
either Henry was gonna get killed, or I'm thinking Henry might have been like forced to join the crew.
That's true. That might have been it too.
So something would have happened, but like
just something.
it was urgent that he had to get off the ship.
Which, because he couldn't, sit underwater like the Flying Dutchman, like Will and the Flying Dutchman's crew can, he just kind of floated up to the surface normally.
Will took the ship back under, and then Henry just kind of swam
floated.
on top.
And then he said, Jack Sparrow, or I gotta find Jack Sparrow or something
Will
like that.
told Henry to find Jack Sparrow because he needed his compass to find... No, was that...
No, Will didn't say anything about wanting to get off the Dutchman. That wasn't him.
Yeah. That wasn't it yet.
Yeah.
Henry wanted to find the Poseidon.
Yeah, because the point of this basically is they're looking for Poseidon's trident. And like, again, there were like 4 people that wanted it for different reasons, so, you know.
Yeah. But later on, it goes to Jack, and
then the
that's the Big Bang thing, and
the Big Bang thing, and then alright.
Before that, there's Karina. That's her name. It shows Karina, and
she was being called a witch.
She was being accused of being a witch. She was gonna be hung.
and yada yada, and she escape artist. She's able to pick a lock and do all this and do all that. Apparently,
she was talking to a priest, and she was all like confessing the stuff and like, I'm not a witch, and then she was like, this entire time I was picking a lock. She kicks the door open and knocks the priest over. And she runs away.
Might I add, like also apparently every person in all these movies can pick locks.
Yeah, everyone's a master locksmith.
It makes no sense, but
they all just know how a lock works.
They all just know exactly what to do, and it's just like, sure, whatever, guys. And then you show Jack, then you show his crew.
Yeah, the whole bank thing.
And then what actually ended up happening was the bank vault went wrong, and then Jack lost his crew.
Yeah, the crew said, you ain't our captain.
Yeah. And then they all left, including Jibs. It was a really sad scene, let me tell you. Because, no one would have known if they would have come back or anything, sarcasm. And then you had Jack go through, and he was basically depressed and yada yada. He fell in a bunch of mud by a bunch of pigs, and it was, funny. And then a big point was, though, he went to go get rum. But he didn't have enough, which is weird, because he had that coin, which he could have used, I assume, because that was probably worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which, again, disconnect, but so he ended up
so he had to trade something to get the rum.
Yeah, he ended up
a bottle of rum, and he ended up trading his compass.
It was a really scene, because then they showed basically the main enemy, which was Salazar, Spanish.
He was a Spanish he was a Spanish captain who
got killed by Jack.
Yeah, like way in the past, captain.
Yeah, he wasn't captain at that time.
Jack was on.
A deckhand.
Yeah, Jack was a deckhand on someone else's ship, and they're kind of all trying to kill Salazar.
Because Salazar
just really wanted to get rid of all pirates.
Yeah, he wanted to destroy all pirates.
So they were trying to kill him, but they all ended up dying, except for the one ship Jack was on.
Yeah, and, which again, coincidences are all over the place.
Yeah, and the captain of the ship Jack was on died, and he made Jack captain.
And gave him the compass.
Yeah, and he also gave him the compass then.
Which is where you figured out where the compass came from, but then my question is, where'd that guy get it? Like, I want to know the exact origins of this damn compass. I really do.
It's probably something like the Trident, or something like that, where it was hidden.
Yeah, and they just someone
like those coins in that made people's skeletons. I forget what it is. Like it's just hidden.
Oh,
you gotta find
Cortez. Gold Cortez.
You gotta find them.
Yeah, you gotta find the Legend of 32 pieces. Right, and then.
But Jack took Salazar on a big goose chase into
some triangle. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle of their world.
Yeah, and right before Jack went into the Bermuda Triangle, we'll just call it the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
He kind of like threw ropes around some rocks, and he did the whole quick turn.
Yeah.
To the left.
He used Jack wit to get away and get away.
Yeah, and Salazar goes into the triangle, and he crashes his ship. And
then he gets magic powers and becomes undead.
Yeah, something weird happens. They go into it, the ship gets destroyed, but some like red glow happens underneath of it. That like,
again, and remember, it's a Bermuda Triangle. You never know what'll happen.
They just
like Amelia Earhart. Or whatever the hell her name was, I think.
That was her name.
Yeah.
And some like weird thing happens. They die, but they don't die. They're all like
they basically get stuck in time to when they were dying, which means
like people who are like nothing are things.
There was a guy who was, I think he was just a hand, and there was a hand dude and a torso. Or no,
there was a dude that was straight up. He had no legs. There was another dude that was like he just had a head, like the top of his head.
There was another dude who was missing half of his head.
Yeah,
like everyone, like basically they got stuck in time to when they died. So however they died. But thing is though, they could still kind of they couldn't be touched, but they could touch other people. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, they could touch you.
Yeah, but you couldn't touch them. And of course they couldn't die, I think. I don't know. They
could not die, but they did die if they went on land.
Yeah. No, actually, they didn't die. They just kind of disappeared and then came back.
No, I'm pretty sure they just withered away.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Who knows?
All we know is that when they went on land, they turned into dust. We don't know if they died, if they disappeared, or what.
Yeah, and then something happens to them.
But then it shows Jack, and he's all captain, and then people are giving him tributes. And that's how you figure out, like, he gets that's how he gets his sword, the hat, there's a car coming. That's how he gets, like, the little thing he hangs from his
Yeah, the two
hat
thingies.
or hair?
Both. They're both from, they're kind of hanging from his bandana. That's what they kind of...
That's how we figure out when he gets all that junk.
That's how he gets all of his cool stuff. I mean, a few of his cool stuff. Other stuff was there probably because he found it.
Yeah.
But, skip past a few of this, but, oh god.
So foggy.
I know. What the hell's going on? So I don't have to worry about anyone, seeing anything, important, you know? I mean, they can't see it. They're going great. So, and then eventually Salazar actually because showed Henry was aboard, eventually he was aboard some British ship which got basically killed, or got attacked by Salazar, and he was the only one that lived, because Salazar said he always keeps one person alive.
No, what happened was,
Oh, that's what happened.
No, the British ship was chasing pirates, I believe it was. Or something along those lines. But then
either way.
The British ship sailed into the triangle, and Salazar killed them all, but Henry, because he leaves one person alive to tell the tale, dead man.
Yeah, and he said he wanted Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, he told Henry he wanted Jack Sparrow and his compass.
Actually, I think he just said he wanted to know where Jack Sparrow was, not really his compass, because he figured that Jack Sparrow would have his compass. I think he just asked, like...
He wanted to know something about Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I think he on it, yeah. And then you skip ahead a bunch, and then eventually, like I said, you have Jack, and then, is there anything... I don't think there's anything real big in between. Oh, Barbossa. You see Barbossa come in. And he's still captain of Blackbeard's ship, still has his sword, but he controls a fleet. And then eventually he figures out his fleet is being killed by Salazar, because they're pirates. He still hates pirates. And so he essentially goes to meet Salazar. Or no.
Yeah, he meets with some witch that tells him that all this junk, and he gives him Jack's compass.
Somehow this witch got Jack's compass, which you gotta remember he traded for the rum, which he never got to drink. The rum bottle got shot, which means it was a totally wasted trade.
So the witch gives Barbossa Jack's compass. Then Barbossa goes to meet with Salazar to make a deal.
Yeah, to say, I'll take you to Jack because he has a compass and he wants to know where Jack is, so it'll take him to him. And so you know...
No, Salazar did want Jack because he wanted to kill Jack.
Yeah. And then he also he probably wanted the compass for some. But yeah, he probably wanted to kill Jack. Either way.
Yeah.
I think everyone wants the compass somehow.
Everyone wants to kill Jack, and everyone wants his compass.
Basically, everyone wants basically everything Jack wants and doesn't want to see him. You know, the story of his life.
Yeah.
And so eventually they get the boat going, and then that's when you learn about somewhere in between It's a really weird storyline because, again, a lot of it is action. So it's the same idea of Guardians, where it's a lot of action. You have to kind of remember a lot of things in between the action. But eventually you learn that there's 4 people who want Poseidon's trident. Henry wants it to try and save Will. What's her name again? Something like
Karina.
Karina, thank you. Karina wants it. Why does she want it? I know she wants it for something.
No.
I don't know. Karina wants it for something. I think she just wants to have it or something. I don't know. She's a weird person.
Salazar wanted it because he wanted to be alive again.
And then, both Jack and Barbossa wanted it, I think, to basically, have control of the seas, all that normal jazz.
Yeah.
And so they're all looking for it. But then also you have Barbossa and Salazar looking for Jack, and then, you know, Henry looking, you know, all that stuff. And then eventually you have them all sort of meet. There's also bone sharks. There's undead bone sharks, which is kind of cool.
And undead birds.
Yeah, there's also undead birds. A lot of this had to do with, like, bony things. Like, a lot of things were, like, made of bone, basically.
Even the ship that Salazar had, it was like a living ship that would, like, open up like a rib cage and just smash down on its enemies.
Yeah.
No, it opened like it was like a centipede. It had like all these legs, and it opened up, and it just smashed down on enemy boats and destroyed them.
Because the damage of the ship also had the same effect, where at that moment it was basically frozen, and whatever damage it had was, you know, copied over, or was
left upon it.
Yeah, which is why you get the open heart surgery centipede ship. And so basically you have Barbossa trying to get, I know you have Salazar trying to kill Jack. You have Henry wanting to get the trident. You have Jack wanting to stay alive.
Yeah.
You have, I forget her name. Again. Karina. I keep thinking of Serena, but I remember again. Wait, that's the mermaid from the last movie that didn't come back in this one. Karina wanted it to have it. Again, I don't know. I forget entirely why the hell she was on this journey. And then Barbossa.
It's because she was the only one that knew how to find the
trident. Yeah, like, you know, and the big old moment in that comes later in the film. And then Barbossa just wanted to not get his ships destroyed because he wanted the Horde go and be a, you know, best pirate, you know, pirate of the year and all that junk. He wanted the sweet spot.
He gets like a plaque in the ocean. They put his name on a plaque and throw it in the ocean for Pirate of the Year. Every time they go to pick a new Pirate of the Year, they have to go and fish out the old plaque. They gotta find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Put a new picture in it.
Yeah, it's always a picture for some reason, but and then there was like a lot of action in between. That's kind of where it's at. It had sort of the effect of
I work there. Yeah, you're right there.
Can't really see it, so we're good. You can't really see your finger either.
You can. I'm pointing right at it. Right there. I work right there. And it's not like it matters, because you never see me.
So then a bunch of that happens. I'm gonna have a hell of a route to forget. If we were mapped this, it'd be a hell of a route.
Well, we came down this road already.
Yeah.
We should go straight.
That's where we're going. I know. I got a way to make this go a little bigger. Then you have a bunch of fighting, and then I guess. Is there anything important in between that, or could we skip to basically where they find the trident? Is that good to skip to?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, something happens. They find the island that the book that Karina, thank you again.
The book Karina had, she wrote all the notes in.
Yeah, they figured out where that was. It was filled with. It looked really pretty.
The island.
It was like the sky. And
it was a hidden island that looked like the stars in the sky.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It had like 5 rubies that kind of like lit up that in the shape of a trident that was on the book.
Yeah. That
kind of separated the sea like Jesus.
The Jesus Sea appeared, and then it freaking split. It was great.
What is it, the Red Sea that Jesus split?
Yeah, it was the Red Sea that he apparently split. So yeah, it made sense, red, but apparently it wasn't a guy. It was just, you know, ghosts and magic and all that split the sea this time. I don't know, maybe
trident powers.
Yeah. You know, we are dealing with really weird shit here. And then they find a trident, right? But what happens is, at one point, Salazar took Henry. And in order for apparently
before this, Salazar is fighting Jack, who's on his Gaul, the dying Gaul ship. They're fighting and crap. Salazar's on Jack's ship, and what happens is Jack's ship hits land. And obviously, since it's on land, they can't be on that ship anymore.
Yeah.
So they go to jump off, and then Salazar grabs Henry and jumps off the ship.
Yeah. The reason is because, and again, like, the continuity in this is really weird, but you figure out just now, Salazar can apparently possess human bodies, living bodies. Not sure if anyone else can do it, but we know Salazar can do it. He can apparently possess...
God, that's weird.
I know, that looks really cool though, doesn't it?
Fuck.
But Salazar can possess living bodies and can use that to basically go on land, and he'll look almost exactly like the person. His face looks a little weird, but, you know, that's it. And so
Yeah.
you have Henry/Salazar fighting Jack. Jack gets the crap beat out of him, apparently, because Salazar has, he has, attack speed of, ×3 or whatever. So he's, super hitting Jack super fast. And, eventually they do find the trident.
Well, they're fighting at the trident.
Yeah,
while
'cause they're all...
Karina is trying to get the trident, while Jack is fighting Salazar, which is in Henry's body.
Yeah. And then, but Jack can't kill Henry because...
And then Barbossa's somewhere in there, too.
Yeah, Barbossa kind of came in, and then I actually didn't know he...
Oh, no. Barbossa was still on the
he was
island.
on the ship. Yeah, because they were... They were
when the sea split, Karina and Jack fell down, and then Barbossa stayed up.
Yeah.
And then they start fighting and all this crap, and
Yeah.
Karina's trying to get the trident out.
She kicks it out.
And Salazar gets the trident.
No.
Yeah.
Karina and Salazar fight over it, but Salazar ends up, force pushing her away.
Yeah. So he gets the trident.
Yeah. Oh, is the road still closed, guys?
I don't know, it smells bad down here, though. But, Salazar gets the trident, he's thrown around Jack using the power of Poseidon. The most useless superhero ever.
He water bends Jack around. Okay, apparently it is closed in truth. Okay. Don't worry. Figure this out.
God. Road closed.
So we can go suck my dick. Road closed my ass. I'm not going down. I'm just kind of turning around using my weird ass, sweet ass powers. Watch this shit. We're not creepy, I swear. Keep talking. I'm gonna do this.
Here's your thumbnail. Road closed.
Road closed. Road closed. Pirates of the Caribbean. Road closed.
But
Sorry, we changed the name halfway through. It was really great.
But Salazar gets the trident and he's thrown around Jack, and in the process, Gibbs is... Barbossa is on the anchor of the... What?
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Barbossa is on the anchor of the dying Gaul, which Gibbs is kind of sailing.
No. Remember at this point, they got the Black Pearl back.
Oh, yeah, they have the Black Pearl at this point.
Yeah.
That's right.
They broke it out of the bottle, and they actually got the Black Pearl back
because Barbossa uses the...
Blackbeard's sword.
Yeah, and he lets the ship out.
Yeah.
So they don't take the dying Gaul to the island. They take the Black Pearl to the island.
No, they take the dying Gaul with the black, but we don't know what happens to it.
No, they take the dying Gaul.
Yeah, it goes. They get to the island with it.
Because the island of where the trident is?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, they take the Black Pearl to the island where the trident is.
No, because you remember.
No, you're wrong.
No, listen. Remember, he pokes the bottle, right?
Yeah, he does poke the
yes,
bottle.
Hold on. Listen to me. He pokes the bottle. Jack is running on the island with the bottle.
Yes.
Remember, because it's leaking.
Yes.
And then he throws it. It breaks, and it goes into a little model ship size.
Yes.
And then Barbossa just throws it into the water.
Yes.
But they used the dying Gaul to get to that island.
No, that was a different island.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No.
There's 2 different islands.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, because Salazar is chasing Jack, who's on the dying Gaul. But Jack abandons the dying Gaul with Henry and Karina, and they're kind of in the water in a little dinghy. That's when the little sharks show up. They're eating the ship, but Karina's already left the dinghy.
Yes, but they use the dying Gaul to get to some point.
They never take the dying Gaul to the place with the Poseidon trident is. No! You can rewatch the movie and I am right.
Alright, then we'll rewatch the movie at some point.
and I will prove you wrong.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
So then you have the ship going across the side, sweet balancing act. You have Barbossa on the anchor, which is to pick them up, basically, because Jesus' power stopped working.
Okay,
and it started up. What? It's true.
No, you didn't explain that well enough.
What else there to explain?
Gibbs is sailing the Black Pearl.
Wait a second, we forgot something in between. One thing.
What did we forget this time?
Whenever Salazar, whenever he was, water bending Jack around, Henry came in and broke the trident, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then all the crew. This is where it gets weird. Because
wait.
Yeah.
We gotta explain that. When Salazar gets the trident, he separates from Henry.
Yeah.
And Karina, like Henry's all knocked out, and Karina wakes Henry up, and he takes a sword and just cuts the trident to do.
Yeah.
And it just shatters.
Yeah,
everywhere.
it just shatters into fragments. Yeah. It's really weird.
And that's when the
Salazar.
That's when the water starts closing up again.
You gotta remember one thing. Salazar and his crew then get their human form back.
all curses have been lifted because the Trident of Poseidon was destroyed.
Can I say one thing? Remember that word. All curses have been lifted. We'll explain that later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the water's closing back up while the entire crew of Salazar is still in there. Salazar's still in there. Henry, Karina, Jack, and Barbossa. No, not Barbossa.
Yeah, Barbossa's the one.
They're all still in the water, and Gibbs is sailing the boat right on the edge of the water, right on the opening, and Barbossa is on the lowered ankle.
It's just a giant foot, and they have to grab an ankle. It's very uncomfortable.
Barbossa's on the lowered anchor.
Wait, Barbossa only has one ankle, so it's kind of hard too.
he's holding on to his own foot that he lost. It's actually his foot is actually the Black Pearl's anchor.
Yeah.
But he's holding on to the anchor, which is like just above the floor of the ocean.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like just going across, and they all have to jump onto it.
Yeah, because the point was to just get Henry, Karina,
Jack, and Karina.
Yeah.
But they all jump on it, but then Salazar also jumps on it, and obviously some of Salazar's crew.
Yeah, after they jump on, they disappear.
Yeah, they jump on, and they end up falling off or something.
It's
so
some weird thing.
Oh, they hit like a piece of coral that's hanging out, or some piece of ship, and it kind of like just knocks them all off.
Yeah.
So they're all hanging on to it, and they're kind of like bringing the anchor up at this point.
Yeah.
While the water's still closing. And Barbossa, what's her name? Karina falls. And Barbossa grabs her, he catches her, and that's when Karina finds out that Barbossa
it was Jack that caught her.
Jack was like all the way up the chain already.
Jack, Henry.
It went like Jack, Henry, Karina, Barbossa.
Well, yeah, after the fall, it was what I was gonna say, but yeah, right.
And then Salazar's at the very bottom of that.
You got that right. Because I forgot.
It's like some order like that.
Yeah, I don't get how that works, by the way, because apparently, even though Barbossa started on the chain first, he somehow got below everyone. So
Well, again, Jack was like, screw you, I'm going up.
But okay.
And then Henry and who knows. But Karina, they hit the whatever that's hanging out.
Just rocks.
That makes all of. I think it was a piece of a ship. I think it was like a.
I don't know. It was
front of the pointy part of the ship that sticks out in front.
It was something.
They hit something and Karina falls. Barbossa grabs her, and that's when Karina sees like the trident tattoo.
Yeah, because
of the stars on his arm.
Because earlier in the movie, without Karina's knowledge, you actually figure out that Karina is Barbossa's daughter. Not sure. They didn't say anything about a mother, but. They
said something about a mother.
Yeah, but they
like
didn't,
her name was Margaret or something. She left or something like that.
But they didn't actually. They didn't. It was just like a sentence of. It was just like a sentence of history, so it wasn't all that much. But yeah, and then because then we skip forward and.
Yeah, and she falls. He grabs her. She sees the tattoo. She figures out that he's her father, but Salazar is like climbing up the chain and grabs Karina, I believe.
No, I think he's just because he's close to it.
Oh yeah, no,
just too close.
Salazar's getting like really close.
Yeah, he's just getting really close.
Yeah, that's it. So Jack takes Henry's sword, I believe.
Yeah, no idea where he goes. Oh,
He used his foot and grabs Henry's sword and kind of drops it down so Barbossa can grab it.
This is the worst. It's the worst letter because Barbossa has like 4 B's in it.
But Barbossa, he kind of like jumps off the chain.
He leap of faith off the chain.
Grabs the sword, and as he's falling, he stabs Salazar and takes him with him into the water.
Yeah.
And then the water shuts up and kind of like engulfs Henry, Karina, and Jack, who are all still on the chain.
But then they come up and they're...
Yeah, they lift the chain, and it's like, we're alive.
Yeah.
Barbossa's dead.
Yeah.
Salazar's dead, too, again.
Again, and then, like I said, it gets weird in the after.
Barbossa and Salazar are both dead, again.
Yeah, because this is like, okay, and then, because I'm going to kind of bring up some questions after we finish, because there's also, and then Jack becomes captain again, and, oh god, that's right, this is the big one. Jack becomes captain again, and then Henry and Karina, they like, you know, they get all like, we're suddenly a couple, right? And this is where the trident comes in when it says all curses, because then you see what was the Flying Dutchman. It's now a regular ship, and Will is just a regular guy. So somehow breaking the trident broke. So essentially now there's no Flying Dutchman. We don't know. Because ending, like I said, the after credit scene is really weird. And then, you know, then you see Will, Elizabeth comes up. She does not look like she's 18 years older, by the way, than at the end of
Will didn't really look 18 years older either.
No. Well, Will was also, though, like, essentially...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But Elizabeth was still human. She had no reason why she shouldn't have looked older, but she didn't.
Yeah.
She should have been, like, 40, but she looked like she was, like, 23 at the most.
Yeah, and then
Like,
Will obviously wasn't age because he was the Flying Dutchman. So... But it shows that old lovey-dovey part where Henry and Karina are like...
Yeah, they're like, you know, they're kissing, they're hugging, they're like, I love you so much, just like, bleh. And then, of course...
And then Will and Elizabeth do the same thing, and they're like, love.
Yeah, but that makes a little more sense because, you know, they've actually had a previous relationship, and they knew each other for a while. And then that just about ends it, because then you have Jack on the ship, right?
Jack is on the ship looking at them through a...
Oh, yeah, and then he's like, blech.
Yeah, he's like, bleh, love.
Yeah. And then...
I would have banged both those women.
Somewhat. What?
He tried to bang both the women.
That's true. No, actually, he didn't do Karina. He didn't try Karina.
Did he not?
No, he didn't.
Pretty sure he did.
No, he didn't. He just tried for Elizabeth. I mean, he mentioned Karina, but he didn't actually make any advances on her.
Oh, he mentioned how Barbossa couldn't have such a pretty daughter because he was so ugly.
Yeah. So yeah, he made remarks about what she looked like, but he didn't actually, you know, have the time because he was like dying every half a second. But you know, he didn't have the actual time to.
Well, no, he also did try and like, because when they were on the dinghy going to the island.
Oh yeah, he said
she was kind of taking her dress off because like really heavy dress, she would drown in it.
Yeah.
So she was taking the dress off, and Will was all like, "You can't."
No, not Will. It wasn't Will.
Or Henry was all like,
Henry
"Don't
was not
go."
Played by Will this time.
And she's like stripping, and Jack's like, "Yeah, keep going."
Yeah, but it's like mature jokes mixed in between, but and then you run.
But they see her ankles.
Yeah, the dude's like, I seen her ankles. It's like, dude, you're freaking weird as hell. But and then you got the credits after the whole lovey-dovey scene, right? And then the after credit scene though is like a teaser. I don't know, like it's weird because it's so weird.
Yeah.
But who's gonna explain it?
I'll explain it.
Okay.
The after credits, it has Will in bed sleeping with Elizabeth.
Yeah.
They're just sleeping. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, they're just sleeping because, you know.
Facing opposite directions. But it shows Will sleeping, and the door starts to creak open, And
You hear
what's his
something.
name?
Then you see.
We believe that
It's you see a flash of Davy Jones from a World's End. You see a flash of his claw.
you also see the kind of the tentacles.
Yeah, because what
like a
happens
shadow
is-
of the tentacles,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah,
He kind of like walks up to the bed, and Will just like
yeah. He got
quickly sits up and like
Yeah,
out of
but-
like,
yeah.
oh my god, why?
but he sees nothing. So
He
you know,
he
it's-
gets up, he sees nothing. But what happens is that apparently it was a dream. So he then actually wakes up. He turns over and falls back asleep, and then the camera pans down and has some like
You see basically
little like coral on the
barnacle,
ground.
something like that. Just
Barnacle
just
on the
yeah.
ground with like the floor being
And a wet
wet.
spot too.
Yeah.
Which means there was someone like that's the thing. Like, I don't get it. Like, is that supposed to show the Flying Dutchman is back? But then like, does that mean like a world, or does that mean on Stranger Tides? Because if they're going to be in our water, will they bring mermaids back? Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird because like, it doesn't really. It's so weird of what it shows.
It shows that there's gonna be a next Pirates.
Yeah, it does show though that it's definitely 100% sequelitis. There's going to be a Pirate 6 in another 18 years.
Put up the back windows, it's still down.
It doesn't actually. I can still move it until it actually. But yeah.
So while we're sitting in the Walmart parking lot,
Hell yeah.
pickup. Hold on. I'm gonna zoom in on that pickup. Ratings.
Well, okay, I'll start because I actually have a lot of gripes. I don't know if you do. Well, I don't have a lot, but it's like weird little things. The one big thing is.
Jeez.
The one thing I didn't like, which I said the same thing about, man, I think you need to face that towards me because I'm just talking into your face. You need to face that towards me. Come on. There you go. Again, it's like with Guardians, I have the problem of, it's a rushed romance thing. I wouldn't have said
You
the
didn't
same
like
thing.
the romance between Henry and Karina.
Yeah, like I didn't mind it between Will and Elizabeth because they had 3 movies to kind of flesh it out. This was another like it seemed unnecessary. They could have left it at, you know, they could have just like had a thing for each other, but they instantly went from, you know, I don't know you to, you know, we're suddenly a thing. So I usually have that problem though, so that's no different. But a few other little things is. Timing or the timeline is a little weird. I don't know where the timeline comes in. And then the story is also, like I said, it's a little thing. It's a little like it's really mixed right now. Like the actual timeline of all the ones, because I don't know if they're supposed to be continuations of each other. I assume they are, because Will is still in it by the end of this, as is Elizabeth. So I assume there's still something that has to do with the first 3. Like I don't know how they're gonna tie all that together in the very, very end. I am curious though. But I'm gonna give it an A.
An A?
An A.
I was gonna give it an A too. I don't really have any reason why it's the A.
The CG was really good though.
Yeah, it was. I want to know how big I saw those lights.
Ew.
The truck up there.
Uh-oh.
They turned into lights.
Uh-oh.
I want to know how big the like what the map actually looks like for
You know what I want to know?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
How big of a budget this took.
Same with Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to see like the map of it. What they actually.
The Guardians map is gonna be a little weird just because I don't know if
Yeah.
like they didn't really have like they could kind of place them anywhere. That's a weird thing. I don't know. I guess with any movie though, I guess with unless it's absolutely real life, they can kind of put things where they want.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean that's all I got.